यमुना तीरावन चारी। यमुना तीरावन चारी। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव, राधा नील माधव श्री राधे। गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय। जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय श्रील गुरुदेव। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमदभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। उपस्थित भक्त वृंद की जय, उपस्थित भक्त वृंद की जय, उपस्थित भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So, today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 9, entitled Answers to Citing the Lord's Version by Sri Radha Madhava Bhagavan. Verse number 36. एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम् तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् यस्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम् तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् यस्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम् स्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् यस्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा। व्यतिरेकाभ्याम् या सर्वत्र सर्वदा आवलिं translation purport by divine grace. This is Prabhupada translation. The person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. And the prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतिशे नमः हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्तराधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So, hearty welcome to all devotees to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam second canto, chapter 9, verse 36. एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यस्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. So the Lord Vishnu is saying this verse to Brahmaji. So he's saying that a person who is jignasu, jignasu means inquisitive, to know about absolute truth. Athato Brahma Jignasa, Vedanta Sutra says. So that every human being who is born should be inquisitive to know the absolute truth. And here, Lord is telling us through Brahma that what is that absolute truth the search for absolute truth, where it ends. Okay. So Lord is telling that a person who is searching after absolute truth, supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this. So when he says up to this, what is the meaning of that? He's giving some qualifiers. What is that? Up to this. It means that in all circumstances it should be practiced, in all space and time that should be applicable, and that is the conclusion by doing logic and reasoning directly and indirectly. So that is what a living entity should practice. Okay, this is what is the verse talking about. Okay, and all the acharyas giving commentary to this verse have told that it is only bhakti which qualifies all these criteria. So there are four types of yogas mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So in that, you can see that uh, Karma Yoga, it cannot be practiced in all space and all time. Hmm. So there are four varnas, four ashramas. So the karmas are decided based on different qualifications and his qualities. So if suppose he has to do a say yajna to please the devatas, then there are some procedures to be followed. You cannot do the yajna anytime, anywhere. So there is particular time should be done to get the result, and the mantra should be chanted properly. If there is a mistake in the mantra, you will not get the result. So all these conditions are there, is it not? Similarly, if you want to talk about jnana or even ashtanga yoga, so that is almost completely ruled out, we can say, for anybody to practice, because to start the practice itself, one has to be renounced from all karma. Means he has to be sannyasi. So unless you are a sannyasi, you cannot start jnana yoga or ashtanga yoga practice only. You understand it? So never think about practicing this yoga, because none of us have taken sannyasi now. Correct? So we can see that karma, jnana yoga, the ashtanga yoga, so these are not possible to be practiced in all circumstances, in all space and time. Right? And in yesterday's, previous class, when we took this verse, we discussed about Anvaya Vyatireka Abhyam, that is directly and indirectly, when we try to understand, we see that it is only bhakti which is independent, and it is going to give results irrespective of whether one is practicing karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga. If somebody is a karma yogi or ashtanga yogi or jnana yogi, unless and until he has the element of bhakti in his practice, he will not be able to get the result of his own practice. There should be an element of bhakti, right? Otherwise, the result what he is going to get is not complete, not full. So there may be a temporary result, maybe according to one's karma for some time, but the ultimate result can never be attained. So we will go through Srila Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada gives a very long purport. Almost, I think 3 classes already we are discussing this. So today's topic will be more focused on Sarvatra and Sarvada. The verse coming. Yasyat Sarvatra Sarvada. What is the meaning of Sarvatra? Sarvatra means everywhere. Okay. So that we have to see how Bhakti Yoga can be practiced everywhere. Okay. And Sarvada means always. It can be practiced anytime, always. So let us go through what Prabhupada is writing. So please be very attentive when we go through the line. So you can follow the line when I am reading. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada therefore comments on the words sarvatra and sarvada, in the sense that the principles of bhakti yoga or devotional service to the Lord are apt in all circumstances. That is, bhakti yoga is recommended in all the revealed scriptures, it is performed by all authorities, it is important in all places, it is useful in all causes and effects, etc. As far as all the revealed scriptures are concerned, he quotes from the Skanda Puran on the topics of Brahma and Narada as follows. Please repeat. Samsaresmin mahagore janma mrityo samakule पूजनं वासुदेवस्य तारकं वादिभिः स्मृतम्. So samsaresmin mahaghore, the material world which is full of darkness and dangers. Janma mrityu samakule, combined with birth and death and full of different anxieties. So this is the nature of material world, right? Most of you would have experienced. Pujanam vasudevasya tarakam vadibhi smritam. So the only way to get out of the entanglement is to accept the loving devotional, transcendental devotional service to Lord Vasudeva. Lord Vasudeva means the son of Vasudeva, who is Sri Krishna. So, by surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, here it's mentioned in this verse, which is coming from Skanda Puran, that that is the only way by which one can go out of the material world. And the material world is told to be full of what? What are the qualifiers of material world here? Full of darkness and dangers combined with birth and death. Correct? So one has to get liberated from this material world, then it is possible only by surrendering to Lord Vasudeva. Correct? So not to any other personality or even devatas, because all the devatas are also part of this material world. They are all living entities like you and me, but they have higher punya credits, due to which they are given the post of devatas in this material world administration. Correct? So therefore, they themselves are not capable to take a living entity out of the material world, because they themselves are in the material world and they have got their post position by doing karma. Correct? So only a person who is free from the material entanglement can take another person out of the material entanglement. Just like, for example, if their Murli Gopal Bhai is sitting on a chair, say that we have tied him nicely with rope on the chair. Okay. So then there is one more person who is sitting next in the chair and he is also tied up. So is it possible for Murli Gopal Prabhu to release the other person who is also tied up in the chair? Is it possible? No. Who can release? One who is free. Yes. The one who is free can remove the knot and then release him out of the bondage. So similarly, so all the devatas are also bound by their karmas in this material world. Therefore, they will not be able to release anyone from the bondage of karmas and liberate them. So, muktim pradata sarvesham vishnurevana samshayaha mentioned that to provide mukti, right, it is possible only by mukti pradata sarvesham vishnurevana samshayaha. Apart from Vishnu, nobody will be able to give us, right? So some people think that Lord Shiva has the power to give mukti. In Kashi, it is mentioned that anybody who dies gets liberated. Right? Why? Because that is the place of Lord Shiva. But if you go a little more into details, you will see that Lord Shiva goes into the ears of anybody who is dying and chants Ram Nam. He says Ram, Ram, Ram. And by hearing the Ram Nam, he gets liberated. So this is the mercy which Lord Shiva provides to the living entities. Correct? So because Lord Shiva is always immersed in meditating on Lord Ram. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Mano Rame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. So when Parvati Mata is seeing that Lord Shiva is always in meditation posture, huh? the whole world is trying to get some benefit by praying to Lord Shiva. But Parvati was thinking that if you are supreme, everybody is coming to you, then why are you meditating on somebody else? It seems you are meditating on somebody else. Whom are you meditating? And Lord Shiva says that I am meditating on the my supreme Lord, Ram, Rama, Rama, Rama. Correct. So in this way, we can see that this is accepted by all class of philosophers. So even Adi Shankaracharya, who is Lord Shiva's incarnation himself, he also said, Narayana para avyaktas. So Lord Narayana is the only person who is beyond this material world, right? So therefore, the supremacy of Lord Narayana is proved even by Adi Shankaracharya. So Srila Jiva Goswami also quotes another common passage which is found in three Puranas, namely the Padma Puran, Skanda Puran, and Linga Puran. It runs as follows. Please repeat after me. Alodhya sarva shastrani vicharya cha punah punah idamekam sunishpannam ध्येयो नारायणः sada. Alodhya sarva shastrani. By scrutinizingly reviewing all the revealed scriptures. Okay. Vicharya cha punaha punaha. Again and again, trying to understand them. Vicharya. Punaha punaha. Again and again. So by doing all this, right? Idam ekam sunishpannam. There is one conclusion which has come about. What is that? Dhyeyah Narayanah sada. So one has to remember Lord Narayana always, who is the supreme absolute truth. So he alone should be this way worshipped. So this same thing we can mention in different shastras that so by going through all the different scriptures, so this conclusion has come. Even like say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodasha Kam Namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam Natah Parataropayah Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So mentioned in the Kali Santrana Upanishad, these verses says that these 16 worded mantra, Shodashakam Namnam, 16 words, names, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, they have the power to destroy the impurity of the Kali Yuga. And somebody may ask, so is this the only method? Don't you see any other method? Shastras are so huge, correct? You go through them and tell us any other method. Then they say, Nataha paradaro upayaha sarva vedeshu drishyate. So you go through all the Vedic scriptures, but you will not get a much better process in this Kali Yuga than the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is what is mentioned. So one has to remember Lord Narayana always, Sarvada, Sarvatra, always, Sada. The same truth is also indirectly described in the Garuda Puran as follows. You can see that the Acharyas are giving from different Puranas. How all Puranas are telling the same thing only. Correct? So we don't have to go and read all the Puranas. Everything is available here. Correct? And it is mentioned here, Alodhya Sarva Shastrani Vichareja Puna Punaha. All this work has already been done by previous Acharyas. Correct? We don't have to start the process from scratch again. We have to just take the conclusions and then go ahead. Please repeat Garuda Puran verse. Param gatopi vedanam sarva shastrartha vedyapi yona sarveshware bhaktas tam vidyat purushadhamam. Param gatopi vedanam. even though one may have gone to the other side of all the Vedas, hmm, means he has become so expert in the study of the Vedas. He is an expert, Vedanga Parada. Sarva Shastrartha Vedyapi, and even though one is well versed in all the revealed scriptures, okay, he is such a Pandit, huh? Imagine such a person that he has read all the Shastras and he knows all the uh, meaning of them, okay. But here it is told, Yahana Sarveshware Bhaktaha Tam Vidyat Purushadama. If one is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he must be considered the lowest of mankind. Okay. So the meaning of this is what? Here it is mentioned that if somebody has read all the Shastras, but if he does not become a devotee of the Supreme Lord, in the conclusion, if he is not becoming a devotee, then that person is like lowest of mankind. Right? So then we will be getting a question now. You are saying that all Shastras are telling to worship Lord Narayana. Why this person is not worshipping then Lord Narayana? Correct, no? So, to understand this, we should know that the worship of Lord Narayana is mentioned in all the Shastras, but in, in a hidden way. A person, depending on one's faith, will be able to understand that he has to worship Lord Narayana. Generally speaking, Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that Kamais taiste hritagjana prapadyanti anya devataha tam tam niyam astaya prakritya niyata svaya. That different people, because they have so much of material desires and they are blinded by them, their intelligence is blocked. So therefore, they surrender to various devatas and try to fulfill their material desires. They are blinded by those desires. Therefore, even though Lord Narayana's bhakti is highest, but people in this world are not wanting that bhakti. They just want some material benefits. Like for example, imagine that a small child, very small child, he is wearing a very costly diamond necklace. Okay, parents have put a very costly diamond necklace. A robber comes to that small child and says, Papu, take this chocolate, lollipop. Huh? So you give me this necklace, you will get this chocolate. Okay. So the child says, oh, yes, sir, very good, very good. Uh, and he'll give the necklace and take the chocolate. Is it not right? So why does this happen? It's because the child does not know the value of what he's wearing. Right? You think, oh, what is this? I cannot see myself also what I'm wearing. Right? What is the use of wearing this? He doesn't know the worth of what he's wearing. Correct? But for him, immediate pleasure is what? Chocolate. So he thinks that this is very great. I can get instant happiness. So in this way, the whole world thinks about only immediate pleasures. They are not worried about the real position of the soul. Where is the soul coming from? What is the real position, constitutional position of the soul? They are not thinking about that. So this is called prayers and shreyas. Two words are used. Prayers means short-term goal, right? Shreyas means the long-lasting goal. Okay, like you will see that small children, they always want to play, correct? But the parents tell that you go to school. But the child doesn't want to go to school. The child likes to play, correct? So the child is not able to see that how by going to school I am going to be more stable in my life. Is it not? But the parents, they can see the future. So and similarly, the living entities in this world, they are just thinking about how I can fill my belly, how I can sleep well, how I can mate and get some happiness, how I can defend myself in my house, in my small bungalow with my bank balance. I can be happy, correct? But they are not able to see that the Atma is actually stuck up in this material world and going through so many millions of species, life after life, correct? And the real position of Atma is to be servant of Lord Krishna eternally in spiritual world. They're not able to see this. Therefore, they are only worried about prayers, not prayers. Correct? So, most of the Vedas and the Puranas are talking about this, that is prayer. You understand the point? So, when Vedavyas wrote all the Shastras, we know in the first canto you will read that Vedavyas compiled all the Shastras, correct? He wrote them down. And after writing all the Shastras, he was not very happy. He was feeling very dejected, moreover. The purpose for which he wrote all the Shastras was that all the people of this world will become happy. But the author of the book himself was not happy. What you can expect of other people by reading this book? Is it not? Like, for example, sometimes a motivational speaker, very famous motivational speaker, goes into depression and stress. Now, what you can imagine uh, of those people who will hear his motivational speech? Correct? The person who is giving the motivational speaker himself is going to depression. Recently, one case happened, right? You know about it. So, the point is that Vedavyas wrote all the Shastras, but he himself was dejected. It happens. So, one should never think that I am so great that whatever I am doing, by that I will be happy. Arjuna was such a great warrior, correct? But he also was in depression in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Yudhishthir Maharaj was such a dharmic personality, but he also was confused. What is dharma? Correct? And he also needed counseling from Bhishma, hmm, because he thought that I am the cause of the killing of the 64 crore warriors, right? So he also went into depression. Can you imagine such great personalities need help of somebody else in their life? And what to speak about all of us, right? So we think that we are very capable to take our own decisions of life. No. Therefore, Guru is required for everyone in this world, right? So, Vedavyas, after writing all the Shastras, he was depressed, and then Narada Muni was his Guru. So he came to him and said, "You are depressed because you have only talked about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha in all your Shastras, what you have compiled. Dharma, Artha, Kama. People are not looking after the fourth one. They are only worried about first three. Dharma, Artha, Kama. How I can enjoy life. The goal is what? Kama. Everybody wants Kama. So for that, okay, if I have to do some Dharma, Artha, okay, I will do that. But my goal is what? Kama. Correct? Now the world, in the modern era, post-modern era, people are not interested in the first one also. They are just only worried about Artha and Kama. Right? Somehow you want to make money and then enjoy Kama. The moksha is forgotten, Dharma is also cut out. Right? And people are now considering that why I should have money to enjoy, right? So without money also I should be able to enjoy. So in this way, people are trying to क्या बोलते छोड़ मोड़ के how to enjoy karma, because every living entity in this world has come to this world because he wants to materially enjoy. Of course, enjoyment is not bad, but what we should look for is the real enjoyment, which is of the soul. We are not understanding that part. So the real enjoyment the soul can get only when he comes out of this material world. Only when he connects with someone or something which is beyond this material world. And that is bhakti. Bhakti is not of this material world. So therefore Narada is telling to Vyasadeva that you have made the living entities to follow only this dharma, artha, kama. And even moksha is only the impersonal liberation which you have talked about. But you have not talked about bhakti, which will actually make the living entity happy. Right? Therefore, you yourself are not happy. So, Vyasadeva ji, now you write an edited version of this book, which is the Bhagavat Puran, in which you glorify bhakti and you glorify Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Till now, whatever you have written about Lord Krishna is just very less, very small. You have just considered him as a normal person and you have included him in different places in the Puranas and Vedas. But you have to exclusively glorify the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Then only a living entity can become happy. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhoksaje ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, that how a living entity can be really happy. Yena atma suprasidati. It is possible only by ahituki apratihata bhakti to the Supreme Lord. Okay. So ahituki means without any motives, and apratihata means without any interruption. There should not be any cause for interrupting our bhakti process. That kind of bhakti only can be really fulfilling to the living entity. So living entity in this world are also doing bhakti. The other day I met one person. He said, I am doing bhakti, but still there is so much of trouble in my life, so much problem in my life. What is the use of bhakti? So people are doing bhakti, but for what purpose? By doing bhakti also they want some material benefits. They are going to Krishna and asking for some material benefits. Correct. Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya upakalpate yat tirthapada sevayai jivanapi mrito hisaha. Mentioned that the dharma is meant for developing renunciation. There should be renunciation from material desires and desire for something spiritual, right? Only then our activities are perfect. If by doing bhakti also we are wanting, material desires to be fulfilled, then we will only invite misery. Because Lord Krishna has told that this material world is dukhalayam ashashvatam. Correct? We cannot prove otherwise. We are telling to Krishna that you are saying it is dukhalayam, but I will prove that it is sukhalayam. We are challenging Krishna. Correct? You are saying it is ashashvatam, it is temporary, but I will prove that it is permanent. I will do my research. I will try to prolong life, and one day I will become eternal. So can we disprove Krishna? Not possible. Therefore, we have to become humble and understand that we have to surrender to the Supreme Lord. So that's what is mentioned in this verse here, that even after reading Shastras, but if it does not come to the conclusion that I have to become a devotee of Vasudev, then he is the lowest of mankind. Vedaisha sarvair ham eva vedyaha. That's why Krishna is telling this. If all Vedas are talking about only Krishna, then why he should tell that Vedaisha sarvair aham eva vedyaha? Right. So therefore, it is not so easy to come to this conclusion that I have to surrender to Krishna, even after reading Bhagavad Gita or any other book also. People will get their own conclusions by reading. Therefore, it is important to surrender and connect with devotees if you want to understand what is Bhagavad Gita. Right? That's very important. So let's take this verse 5.18.12. Please repeat. Yes, yasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः हराव अभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेना सति दावतो बहिः. So, one who has unflinching devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead must have all the good qualities of the demigods. And contrarily, one who is not a devotee of the Lord must be hovering on in the darkness of mental speculation and thus must be engaged in material impermanence. So, this verse is saying that just by practice of bhakti, one will get all the good qualities which are there in the suras. Suras means the devatas. Okay? So therefore, one has to focus on bhakti, and by that he will develop all the good qualities which are present in devatas. And it is mentioned that harav abhaktasya kuto mahatguna. If somebody is not a devotee of the Lord, but he is seen to possess many so-called good qualities also, but here this verse is telling, Manorathena sati dhavato bhaihi. Because if somebody is not a devotee of Supreme Lord, his mind is not in his control. His mind will cheat him. And those good qualities, so-called good qualities, will not remain for long. Correct? Those good qualities will eventually get converted to bad qualities. Right? So there's an example, like self-preservation is the first principle of this world. So there was an experiment done. So there was one barrel, okay, very tall barrel, and in that one monkey and one baby monkey was put, same baby of that monkey. Okay, so one monkey and a baby both were put. So this mother was taking care of the child monkey very nicely. She was feeding that child very nicely. She was hugging the child. So they were very happy. And in the experiment, what they did is they started putting water into that barrel. Okay, so slowly water was pouring into the barrel. Then this mother thought, "Oh, what is happening? Water is coming. How much water is going to come? Maybe it will stop." The water is not stopping. Water is going on, going on, going on. So the water was increasing. The level was increasing. It came up to the stomach. So then this mother took the baby above the on the lap, right, on the shoulders. Then this mother thought that okay, now the water will stop, but still water is not stopping. You know, water increasing, increasing, and then she wanted to save the baby, so she was trying to take the baby up, up, and finally she kept the baby on the head, and the water was coming up to the neck of this monkey. This monkey was not able to understand what to do. Right? Water is coming. After some time, he's going to die. So then what did she do? She put the child below, climbed on that baby, and jumped up the barrel, escaped out of the barrel. Right? So you can see that the good qualities of the material world remain uh, until we are in danger or we are in some difficult. So when there is a threat to life, when there is a threat to our name, fame, when there is a threat to our bank balance, or anything. So always, right, what happens is the person's good qualities will be faded away. Will be faded away. Right? They will go away. So on the other hand, if somebody is a devotee, he has all the good qualities. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nil Madhav Bhagavan. So we see in the Shastras, we hear about Ranti Dev, we hear about um, King Shibi, correct? Forget about their own life. They want to save everybody else at the cost of their own life, right? That is the position of a devotee. Huh? So that is the meaning of Hara Sarvai Gunais Tatra Samasate Sura, right? So a devotee is always fixed in his uh, position of possessing all good qualities. Hmm? So I think the time is up. If there are any questions, we can take. We will continue the purport in the next. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions? Stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai. We'd like to thank all devotees, online and offline, who are come for today's Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.